Hello, Aries. Welcome to your bonus reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We start with the Hierophant card. Wisdom, right? A lot of teaching, a lot of learning. You may have a connection with the educational field in some way. I feel that this card more is about your willingness to always be a student, even when you're achieving these incredible heights of your own accomplishments. You still have this, it's almost a humbleness, that it's, we're kind of a lifelong learner, right? We're always a student, yeah. And maybe this is a card that's showing up to tell you that you need to accept your role as the master, right? As the teacher of something. So we'll put this card into some context, okay? But this card is about, in some ways, it's about helping others, guiding others, right? I feel like people come to you for advice. I feel like people come to you for guidance. You may be reluctant to offer that guidance, though. It's kind of the reluctant teacher, in a way. So we'll put one more card out and see what the message is from that Hierophant. And we've got Three of Swords. Three of Swords. There's something that is preventing you from becoming kind of the master. Something is preventing you from maturing in your wisdom, right? In your ability to guide others. There's something that's blocking you from kind of accepting that role, I guess. Yeah? Let's select a angel number card. Yeah. Before we get into the rest of our reading here. Angel number for you, 101. It seems very appropriate, right? Because what is the sort of basic introductory college course that you would take? Well, it would be, 101, right? You're taking Psychology 101, taking Anatomy 101, right? Business 101. That's kind of the cliche or the euphemism for an introductory course, right? Starting over. Intelligence, dynamics, making a difference. Failures, personal or spiritual development. Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. Learning from failures is key. Well, learning from whatever this memory is, whatever this blockage is from your history, whatever this Three of Swords is, you're being called on to learn from this, and let's move on from that, right? Happiness is real, possible, and around. Understand its process and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. It's in the little things and the big ones. Fails are fun. Start fresh. I don't know if I would go that far as to say that fails are fun, but they can be useful. What is this Three of Swords trying to teach you? What is blocking you from maturing in your own, mastership? Right? There's something attached to you. It seems like a residue, an emotional residue. Okay? And it's not something that's happening now. It's something from the past, right? Three of Swords is all about the memory. Spirit's calling on you right now to learn from this past situation or this past energy so that we can shed this residue and move forward, right? Let's put the rest of our cards out on the table here. We've got the Star. We've got the High Priestess. A Six of Wands, very strong energy. And a Six of Swords, very, very strong energy. Spirit is giving you the confidence and the sort of knowledge. These are the tools that you need to move forward and succeed in your life, right? We have to get past this blockage. And I don't know what that is. It's something attached to the past, but I don't think it's necessarily related to this High Priestess, unless we consider the High Priestess some kind of person in your life. Maybe it was a spiritual guide, or a teacher or a mentor in your life that has passed from your life. Okay, it could be that. If there is anything that you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay, we're going to finish up our cards here on the path of the Serpent. There's the Death card. I knew it would be here. There's the Ten of Swords. There's a Prince of Cups and a Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles in this case is very good because it feels that we're moving, we're getting out of this, we're moving forward. That we are, we're realizing our potential for victory, for the really big win, right? And we're putting in the work, we're moving forward. This could be a bit of a stagnant energy here, especially with our Hierophant. It is a fixed earth energy. And why are we fixed? Well, because we have that Three of Swords. This emotional residue, it feels almost more than residue, it feels like an anchor, right? It feels like something that is sort of holding you in place and preventing you from sort of breaking free from this kind of a frozen energy, right? And moving forward and doing what you know you need to do right now. Putting the rubber to the road and getting a move on, right? Changing your circumstances, changing your life, molding your life, molding the physical world, right? So that it is more reflective of your true path and your destiny and your true self, right? This card's all about who you are and why you're here. Well, this is down beneath the surface. I think in some ways, this situation is beginning to cloud that star. Okay? This is a little bit of say a black cloud or a fog that's covering who you are and why you're here. Yeah. And maybe who you are and why you're here is this Hierophant. It is to impart your knowledge and wisdom. It is to teach. It is to guide others in some way. Maybe not in a very obvious, direct way. You don't have to go and, get a job at a school or something. But to be the inspiration to others that you really truly are. Because I think that you have had a push in that direction from this High Priestess energy. Yeah, but something has blocked that. Now with that Three of Swords, it could be a very recent event. It doesn't have to be something we think back to childhood or something. It could be fairly recent. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. It's the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to put it down right here. But hey, it's not Kelly's turn anymore. Kelly Kapoor has to go to the end of the line, and it's time for Mr. Ed, our tiny little horse. Okay, we'll move everybody up in line. The line is getting longer and longer and longer, isn't it? So Aries, you're the first reading of the new energetic cycle, so you get to be here for where we change the guardian of the mystery card. So there we have Mr. Ed. We're not going to look at that mystery card until the end. If you have a prediction for that card, put it in the comments, okay? Let's do it together. Let's follow our intuition. Now, when we look at these cards, we've got a lot of majors, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 majors, but they're sort of down and out here, right? They're not spread evenly throughout the reading. Okay, you've got the intuition, you've got your destiny, you've got your transformation, you've got your sort of, I don't know, almost a practical role in life, the role that you're trying to realize, actualize. And the Hierophant also is, it's a representative of your true self. It sort of represents the true self as the wise teacher, as the guide. Okay. And so I feel like something is blocking your connection with your true self, with your higher self, if you want to call it that, God, goddess, deity, guardian angels, ancestors, that sort of thing. Something, this Three of Swords, is sort of creating a fog between you and your true self right now. Okay? Your true self is, or your spirit guides, let's say, are screaming at you, right? But it's almost like all we hear is a faint echo, right? Because there is this mist, this cloud that's over you right now. Okay, so it's important that we find out what this is related to, and that we're able to, well, as we see with the Death card, we're able to shed that skin. Okay, we're able to shed that skin. Spirit is telling you to be very careful with your spending right now. That there is something that you're saving for. There's something that you need to kind of conserve all your resources for. There's a big opportunity coming for you. Okay. Also, there are people in your life you're trying to communicate with, and there's been some miscommunication or some blockage with that communication. Spirit's saying those aren't your people. Don't worry about trying so hard to kind of get together with them. Don't try so hard to open up that communication. Okay. With the Ten of Swords over here, it feels like there is a bit of a bird cage around you. Okay. I like that we have the Death card here as your general energy, because you know that this is a transformative time for you. You know that you are, even if progress has slowed way, 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 way down, you're still plodding forward. Okay. And that's what the Death card is. It's slow, gradual change. Sometimes we get a tower moment. Things happen suddenly. But it's usually a result of this slow and consistent effort. Also, a Hierophant trait, right? That fixed earth energy. That slow but steady work, right? It could be that you're in the process of learning something very, very important in life. That maybe you're very studious right now. And you're really trying to fortify your knowledge or your wisdom, or you're researching something. Maybe it has to do with this big opportunity, that the reason why Spirit's saying to save your money, you know? Because maybe you're doing a lot of research, you're trying to really like cram a bunch of knowledge in there for some sort of big move that you're trying to make. But this Three of Swords is sort of blocking you. It's almost saying that you're studying too hard here, and it's sort of just created a fog in our brain. Okay? And so it might be this idea that we have to sort of break away from this for a time and then come back to it. But you have a strong intuition. You do have a strong sense of self, even though right now things seem a little jumbled. Okay. Our major arcana is very, very good. And it's kind of showing that all of these things need to sort of get back together under the guidance of your true self, so that you can follow your intuition. You can realize that this is the path for you, that you are on the path of destiny. You do know who you are and why you're here. And we can make these slow transformations, slow changes to shed our skin, to say goodbye to things in our life that no longer serve us, to get out of the birdcage. And and that's what the Ten of Swords is. Getting out of that birdcage. Realizing that there are people, places, and things in your life right now that are more distractions and more roadblocks. They're dead ends. Sometimes relationships can be dead ends, right? But you have very well-defined goals right now, okay? And I think it really is these goals of success, of triumph, of using this knowledge and wisdom that you're gaining, whatever this study kind of energy is, in order to make some big moves very soon, as soon as possible kind of energy. Okay, so we've got our majors. We've got our fire up here. We've got our water over here. We've got air, air, and air. In order to get the earth moving, I think the air is the big sort of, it almost feels like there is a wound here. Okay, but it feels like intuitively you know what's blocking you. You know the plan, and the plan is to free yourself from this anchor, this dead end, right? To get through this obstacle, to get through the birdcage. It's a very nice progression of energy right here. And it's all coming out of this High Priestess. Because the High Priestess, of course, we know is card number 2 of the tarot. What's card number 3? The Empress, yeah. So the High Priestess shows us the way to paradise. This energy is the way that your divine energy, whether it's spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, the way that they are showing you, you must traverse this path to get to your Empress energy. This is the whisper in the wind that says, go that way. Because that way is paradise. That way is the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Okay? As I have so lovingly referred to the Empress. So we have to be able to listen to this, even if what our intuition is telling us, what our spirit guides are telling us, it seems somewhat incomprehensible to us at the time. And that's where we run into this blockage of that 3 of Swords. Okay? Now, I don't know why, but this message is coming through that you got lost somewhere in your life. When you were a child, I don't know if you got lost, you got left somewhere. I don't know if it's at a grocery store, at a gas station or something, but I feel like a little kid is just kind of out in the middle of the parking lot or something, like, where'd everybody go, right? That could be where our 3 of Swords is coming from too, okay? It could be this idea that, this idea of being left somewhere, or being abandoned, right? Or finding yourself kind of alone and not knowing what's going on, not knowing where to go, or who is here that's supposed to kind of show you the way, right? And so there might be even a feeling with these 2, Hierophant and 3 of Swords, that your spirit guides, your ancestors have abandoned you, or that they're not communicating as they once did. Okay, that they've sort of left you thus alone, right? It's not the case. It's not the case, okay? What we have to do is take these steps. I think there is an intuitive push from this High Priestess, trying to show you where your paradise is, trying to show you what the birdcage is so that you can get out of this, right? And that we can, that we can make this move. And this move is leading you to a deeper authenticity. We need to uncover our star, right? But right now there is this fog. There's a mist that's between you and your true self, spirit guides. We're trying to navigate by starlight, right? We're trying to use our sort of North Star, and we're trying to be guided to our path, guided along our route to our destiny, to our Empress energy, to our paradise, What if there's clouds in the sky? Then what do you do? What if there's a storm, right? Can't truly see that star. So it's difficult to navigate by starlight, right? This is the card, it's underneath the surface, and so to me it feels that it's trying to make itself known. And the star is a twofold energy. There's 2 phases. First phase is where we can receive the starlight into us with open arms, welcoming it. It fills us up, and as the light enters us, it shows us where our blockages are, shows us where all of our 3 of Swords cards are. And all of us, we got a lot of them, most of us, And it shows us what should be a central focus of our spiritual work so that we can remove those blockages and achieve not only the reconnection with our true selves, but we can achieve this mastery that we're searching for. We can achieve this mastery that we're destined for. Okay, whether this is directly related with teaching or education, or if it is something specific, some sort of research or some sort of knowledge that you're trying to do. Maybe this is you trying to learn as much as you can about the business world or about your career field or your prospective path, and you're just trying to kind of cram that knowledge in there, you know. But once we're able to see where our buttons are, where our blockages are, and see those things in us that are preventing us from moving forward, we can work on clearing those up. Just bringing attention to them starts to unravel the knots. And then the phase 2, the light starts to spill out from us, showing us the things in our environment that we need to interact with. Somehow your karma is wrapped up in that thing over there, or that thing over there, or that thing, that person, place, and that sort of thing. So it's both internal and external, this light. And we can see that based on the way these cards are designed, right? The star always has a fairly consistent motif. Yeah. So we need to work on both phases. So this really could be saying that you've maybe slowed down on your spiritual practice a little bit. Spirit's saying we need to kick it into high gear, right? That you're trying to, I think, learn all of this information, and you're trying to really expand your mind and grow in your knowledge and wisdom. You also have to grow simultaneously in your spiritual wisdom. You have to increase your capacity for that divine light, and I think that you're going to find a lot of benefits here. Okay, so listen to what your intuition is telling you, especially if it feels that your connection with spirit or with your true self or with the ancestors, guardian angels, is a little foggy right now. It's kind of like just trust what trust what your body is trying to do. There's this impulse within you that's moving forward in a particular direction, and you're supposed to trust that. Because right now you can't see the stars. It's cloudy out, right? It's overcast. So you got to trust just that internal compass, right? And we've got that 6 of Wands up at the top here. This is victory, right? This is overcoming the obstacle. And this, in a way, it feels like we want to overcome whatever this 3 of Swords is. We want to achieve victory over it. We want to win. Well, it's not the enemy, first of all. Okay, it's not the enemy. But it is something that you've been thinking about more and more, something that's always in the back of your mind, something that's it always pops up. And it's some kind of a memory or a feeling from the past, maybe years ago, maybe last week. And it sort of has a life of its own. And it affects you in ways that we're not always really aware of, It could be that you've been intentionally revisiting this past experience, that we've been thinking about it, reliving it over and over and over again. Okay? Thinking that if we continue to confront it and to feel it and to think it and to put ourselves back in that situation, that we can achieve victory over it, that somehow one of these instances of reliving it, you will conquer it, and it will be defeated, and it will shrivel up and die, and it'll go away. I don't believe it works that way. I don't think that we can alter the past, right? So by confronting these things that happen to us, it's not really allowing us to move forward. We're just stuck there in the past, yeah? So the 6 of Wands then becomes an unattainable goal. And perhaps the real way, right, is going to be this 6 of Swords. The integration of this 3 of Swords, right? Because the 3 of Swords, we double it, right? We get a 6 of Swords. So it's kind of saying that we have to accept that into us and realize that, hey, that's a part of us, and that happened, you know. And if we accept that, if we allow the star to shine its light on that, then this doesn't become so scary. Then it just becomes another piece of our personality, another piece of our nature. Okay? It's not something to be conquered and overcome. It's something to be accepted and integrated as a piece of who you are that I think is allowing you to escape from its grip. Right? Now, Spirit's saying that you've been finding a lot of feathers, or that you're someone who collects feathers, or there's a collection of feathers somewhere for you, right? And maybe it's part of a dream catcher, but I almost feel like they're in like a pencil holder kind of thing. Every time you find a feather, it seems like it is it was put there on purpose by Spirit for you to find. Yeah, it's very meaningful to you, right? Moving forward with our 6 of Swords in this future position, there is a plan, and I think that you are beginning to formulate that plan as we try to loosen the grip of that 3 of Swords. If that's some kind of trauma, right? Releasing the grip of that 3 of Swords. I think you're able to understand, you're able to see the beauty in the entire mosaic that is you, that is your life, right? It's not a flaw in the tapestry, right? It's just another piece. It's another weave in the tapestry. Or it's another patch of the quilt, or whatever you want to say. But in a very practical way, the High Priestess is trying to give you the knowledge that you need to understand how to get out of this bird cage. And I do want to talk about that 10 of Swords, because a lot of things that we can be involved with are dead ends. And if you're trying to accomplish something big in life, and now with the 6 of Wands too, I don't want you to assume that this card's just a bad card and we wish we didn't have it. In the context of your 3 of Swords, it's not something that we're going to try to conquer, something we need to integrate, right? But on another level, right? The 6 of Wands is you knowing that you have this opportunity for a really big win, a really big payoff coming, right? And this is why you're trying to do everything right. This is why you're trying to learn all of this that you can. You're trying to reconnect with Spirit, follow the starlight, all these things. And why Spirit's telling you that you have to consolidate your resources, save money right now. Maybe there's a big investment coming, or something like this. You know that the success in this particular endeavor of yours, whatever you're working on, whatever your focus is right now, a victory here will change your life. Okay? It is a really, really big win. So the 6 of Wands is an excellent card. It's also showing that you're part of a team, or a group, or a department, because I feel there's other energy around you. And maybe this is kind of you and your spirit team in a way. Because I feel like you're in the center and you're a radiant light. There's all these lights around you. Okay? There's all these lights around you. And maybe this is really the whole situation is Spirit's way of pushing you out to the front of this group and saying you don't need anyone to hold your hand and show you the way. You can do it. You go, right? Anyway, I feel that. Over here on the path of the Serpent, we do have our Death card. The Death card is about endings. Yes, it's about transitions. It's about going from one state of being to another state of being. It's about getting out of the birdcage. It's about shedding the skin. It's about grieving and releasing, right? So it's about releasing the need to keep revisiting this Three of Swords. It's also, I feel, about sort of growing up, maturing past certain people, places, and things. Okay, I find that you're a very kind person. You don't ever want anybody to feel unhappy or hurt or anything like that. Okay, but in your own best interest, sometimes it's necessary to put an end to situations, relationships, even eras of your own life, right? Parts of yourself, even relationships with parts of yourself or aspects of your personality that you're outgrowing, right? I feel as if your aspirations are pushing you right up against the edge of this bird cage, and you gotta just break the bars down and keep growing and keep moving forward, right? So it could be, just people from our childhood, like old friends. It could be family stuff that's going on. It could be a lot of beliefs or a lot of knowledge that we've held on to our entire lives that now we're realizing is sort of outmoded, right? And it's okay for us to kind of tear down the crystalline structure of our own belief system, right? And move forward. You've outgrown something in your life. Yeah. And with the death card, of course, it feels as if you've outgrown this skin, and it's time to molt. It's time to shed that skin so that you can continue growing. Okay. And this birdcage, Ten of Swords, is in your environment. It's in the position of your relationships. It might be a particular relationship. Okay. It might be, it might be a romantic situation. It might not be. I feel like it's more friendships or something like this. It feels platonic. I don't know if it's more business or work, or if it's, friends or, acquaintances or something like that. But the dead-end relationships, those, they need to be let go of, and they need to be transcended or moved on from. And that doesn't mean that you have to go and tell somebody off and say, get out of my life, What it means really is that we're putting too much of our energy and attention into those relationships. And it's time for you to consolidate resources. So Spirit's saying to save your money, save your resources. It's got to pull everything back in, not just money. I think your attention, your effort, your energy, your vital energy, to pull it back in, because there's this really big thing that you're doing. And it's going to take everything you've got. Okay? Now, the Prince of Cups in the position of the obstacle. Okay? It could be talking about, this is the only court card we have. Could be talking about a Scorpio person or a water sign person in your life. And I don't know if that is this particular relationship that you have outgrown. Okay? I'm seeing things being put in boxes. I'm seeing things in a truck, moving van, storage unit. It could be someone that you're living with. It could be someone that you've really been relying on, even though you don't really need to. And as a step of maturity, or as a step in this sort of confident, victorious direction, it may be that you need to cut ties with that person. And not, if that means maybe you're moving out, you're moving on your own, or you're saying, hey, look, I'm going independent, I'm going free agent, starting my own business or whatever it is. I feel that move needs to be made. 5 of Pentacles as the final outcome here. You're intentionally changing your life. Sometimes this is about circumstances that are beyond our control, right? That make us feel unstable, that make our world feel kind of insecure, not secure. But I feel that this is this is part of your design, right? We've got the Six of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, that you are, that you're making moves in your life that you are confident you can handle. See, this is not a Seven of Pentacles with a Six, right? The Six is sort of, it's a higher value, let's say, than the Five. So to me, it feels like you are intentionally moving things around in your life, doing some things. It's not just going to be the routine, same old, same old. No, you're making moves. Six of Wands trumps that Five of Pentacles to say that you're in control, that this is something that you have a handle on. Okay? And I don't know about this water sign person. It feels like it's somebody your age. So it could be, you know, that friend, could be that, it could be a family member, it could be just an associate, a partner, could be a romantic partner. But overcoming your attachment to this person, or your, I don't know if it's a reliance on this person, or this could be related to the Three of Swords even. Okay, I'm not sure. But overcoming the relationship, I guess, with this person, moving past whatever this connection is, I think is leading you to your larger destiny. Okay, let's look at our mystery card. I almost want to see your Emperor card, right? Your power card. But I don't know that it's going to be. Maybe it's going to be some more water. I almost think it's going to be a Five of Cups, to be honest with you. If you have a prediction, I want you to put it in the comments. Okay, let's see what we have. It's another Six of Wands. Is this card again? This is nothing you can't handle. And this is, I mean, this is really, it's you shining in the middle with a lot of lights around you, right? So this, I'm kind of confirmed in that interpretation that this is Spirit's way of pushing you out to the front of the line, pushing you out to the front of the group, and saying, you know, it's almost like if you're, it's like the Spirit or the universe is asking for volunteers, and no one's raising their hand. And then someone just sort of like pushes you to the front, or like raises your hand for you, and then you get nominated. That's sort of what it feels like. So I feel that this is kind of something that Spirit is pushing you to the front of the group and saying, you're volunteering, you're going now, you're doing this. Sort of getting our butt in motion, you know. But this is going to be a really big win. It's going to be a really big payoff. There's going to be a lot of benefit to this. This energy is all working in your favor. But the air, again, it's the air, and it feels like it's a wound. It feels like it's kind of been, you know, it's a slash in the reading here, this air energy, right? And it's something that Spirit is saying, this is kind of this is the work. This is what you're being pushed to do, to overcome. I think to get to the other side of this, to get to your victory, to get to all of this. And again, it says here, start fresh, right? Our angel number. Let's not forget about 101. Maybe starting over, maybe starting fresh. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading if you want to stick around. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Aries Monday and Friday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Yeah. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.